Hey everybody, Flipper Flicks back here again, and we just want you to know that since 1998, Stamps.com has been an indispensable tool for nearly 1 million businesses. Stamps.com brings the services of the U.S. Postal Service and UPS shipping right to your computer. Whether you're an office sending invoices, a side hustling Etsy shop, or a full-blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easier. All you need is a computer and a standard printer. No special supplies or equipment required. Within minutes, you're up and running, printing official postage for any letter or any package anywhere you want to send it. And you'll get exclusive discounts on postage and shipping from USPS and UPS. Once your mail is ready, just schedule a pickup or drop it off. No traffic, no lines. Cut the confusion out of shipping. With Stamps.com's new Rate Advisor tool, you can compare shipping rates and timelines to easily find the best option. Save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk. With my promo code POD, that's P-O-D POD, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in POD. That's Stamps.com, promo code POD. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. To the singing giraffes!
Baahubali!
Am I supposed to be chanting
You
with
guys are supposed to join in.
Baahubali! Well, I was thrown off because Adam skipped one.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, did you? I didn't even know.
Did.
I said, I was like 3, 2.5, 1.5.
I heard your like decimals, but
0.25.
I didn't pay attention. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
He done did it.
Nice.
We did it.
Episode's ruined.
We did it. Flipper Flicks is ruined, everybody. And then Sam keeps rotating on me.
I didn't rotate.
You're just changing where you're seating. Seating. Anyways, Tim's on social media.
I am.
I'm going to just call him out.
I was just letting you guys go.
He's just sitting here like, la, 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 la. Let them keep talking.
Yeah, as you may be aware, we are on social media. If you're not aware,
Some days.
we're on social media.
We've been lacking of recent, I can admit that.
That's okay. Sometimes you take a little break from social media because it is kind of annoying.
Yes.
But anyway, we have Instagram, Twitter, primarily. You can contact us there if you'd like to talk, chat, whatever. Give us recommendations. But we also have a website, flipperfix.com, and you can give us recommendations, whatnot there. You can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and feel free to rate us. Because we would appreciate that, good or bad.
Yeah.
Either way, we're okay with it.
Preferably good.
Yeah, if it's,
Don't bias them.
Yeah.
Well,
If we're good, we're good.
that's
If we're
true.
bad, we're bad. You know, it is what it is. We post episodes every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're seeing us as a podcast. It doesn't matter as much, except for our diehard fans that like to listen every Thursday at 1 p.m.
Right at 101. Flip it on.
We do throw out bonus episodes every once in a while. We like to give little hints on those when they're coming along. And if you follow us on social media, you'll see what's going on for the week, and you can watch along with us.
Yeah.
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 Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. I like to
Do it.
Do it.
You gotta do it like Darth Sidious.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
And then you chop off Count Dooku's head. Sorry, spoilers if you've not
Do
seen
it.
Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith.
Or you
Or
just
revenge
don't
or
know what they're
whatever.
talking about.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyways, so this week I got branching out. And as you might have heard in the last week's episode, I was extremely excited for it because I got to choose another Bollywood film, except this one's technically Tollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a difference that I'm learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, I picked Baahubali, The Beginning, Tamil version because there's a difference. There's a Hindu version, which apparently won a lot of records because more people know Hindi.
Oh, gotcha.
That
Makes sense.
Outside of English, it's their most common language in India. But they also have an English version that is 20 minutes shorter.
Which is just confusing. What did they cut out?
I don't know.
The credits? Doubt.
No. But the synopsis for this one is villagers in the kingdom of Mahasmati rescue a baby who is destined to embark on a heroic quest.
Nice.
That gives you, like, no information.
Yeah, not really.
Just the location, and there's a baby,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a location.
There's a heroic quest.
And a heroic quest.
Yeah.
There's probably a journey involved.
Mm-hmm.
Doubt it.
But I can roll into my expectations, I suppose.
Whoa. Where do we watch it?
Netflix.
There you go. Now you can go ahead.
So, okay. There was this GIF online that I watched years ago or something. It feels like years ago. I don't know when I saw it.
Could have been last week.
Right. So I've always known about this GIF, and I was like, okay, that's the movie I want to get the next time I get branching out. And then I found out that scene is from the sequel.
The second one, yeah, I found that out too.
Yeah, we were like, there were 15 minutes left in the film, and I'm remembering the scene from like the GIF, and I'm like, I don't see how this is gonna fit into this story, because at that point it wouldn't have made sense, and I just was like, huh. I guess I'm watching the second one just for the scene. That's the only reason. But no, I was expecting a ridiculous story. So I read online, I don't know where I saw it. It was probably like on Reddit from an Imgur post that was really just a Twitter post. Because you know how that be. That said that Bollywood films are basically live action anime adaptations.
Okay.
That are better than live action anime adaptations. Like, there's source. Because, like, it's got the ridiculousness of, like, animes.
Yeah. But
it doesn't have the background of being an anime.
Yeah.
So, I kind of like that analogy, and I'm going to roll with it.
I like it. That suits it pretty well, actually, because I couldn't find words for that, but that makes sense now.
When somebody says that, you're like,
yeah.
Agreed.
It's crazy that you said that, because at one point he's like sitting on a horse, and I was like, wow, this feels like an anime.
Really?
You and I didn't even have a conversation about that. I just was like thinking to myself, this is so weird. Like, it feels like an anime.
Right?
This is so weird.
But
so weird.
So
Are you
I was
sure you
expecting
didn't
to
like
it.
feed me some sort of like telepathy or some sort of pill to back up your point
No.
before this episode that
Not
I didn't
this
know
time.
about? It's just spooky.
I didn't incept it to you this time.
Okay, anywho, you can continue.
I'm excited. I was excited for it.
Pumped for the scene.
For the scene, especially the scene. But
mostly the scene.
I was like, due to the fact of the scene, I was like, this movie's gonna be freaking crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, technically speaking, it's still in the 5-hour rendition of the movie if you want to watch them together.
Oh, that's true.
That being said, Tim, what were your expectations?
Yeah, no, I was much the same. I was pumped to watch this. A lot to do with that scene, and I wanted to see how the rest of the movie was. Because I really wanted to know. So Bollywood has a theme. A lot of their like action movies, and I'm not sure. I haven't seen a ton of them, but so my limited experience with them is they're a little over the top, and by a little I mean a lot.
Yes.
They usually have like the characters that are the main characters are super strong, or they can do ridiculous stuff and whatever. So I was curious how they would do this one, and I was pleasantly surprised and happy with this one compared to like, I don't know, like a normal movie having somebody.
Don't say anything.
No. I mean, I like that movie too. I mean, but that would be the more outlandish version of like over the top.
Yeah.
Compared to this one, even though this one is very over the top, there's good reason for it. Like they don't make it weird. So, yeah, I
feel like this one's in a fantasy world, so
exactly.
It being over the top isn't that crazy. But Malong was set in the real world.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this one, they're superhumans and stuff. So that's what was my mindset going into it. I was like, I wonder if that's what they're doing with it, and that's why that scene, that is not in this movie that I was waiting to see, is the way that it is. But
so sad.
Yeah. I was super excited for this one.
Yeah, and Tim, real quick before Sam gets to even speak.
Baahubali
means the one with strong arms.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So I figured with your theory, like your expectations for this, it kind of fit perfectly. All right, now Sam, you can speak.
Wow.
You may speak now.
Speak, peasant.
Peasant girl.
I was really excited. I just think Bollywood films, the one that I've seen was really fun. And
We're
so
so late to
I
the
was
party.
just like, this is going to be fun and I'm here for it. And that was it. And I knew that there was some sort of ridiculous scene. Still don't know what it is.
Oh.
So I'm just going to have to wait
Like a day.
at this point. But yeah, I mean, you guys sounded so excited for it that it made me be like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And first and foremost, before we get into it, spoilers, it's from 2015, but still. And I just got to thank you, Karki.
Yeah.
Thanks, Karki. And whoever else did the 3.5 minutes of intro of just credits
Yeah.
with no music
Yeah.
or light music. Was there even music?
I think at some
It's
point
slight,
it does switch
yeah.
to music, yeah.
It's
But there was a lot of, like,
names.
a lot of credits at the beginning.
I almost texted you, Tim. Was like, you can probably skip 3.5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay though. You want the full experience, and usually like these movies, Bollywood is it lives up to its theme here, in my opinion, of like just fantastic music. But I feel I just have to throw that out immediately because we were talking about music a little bit, but it did start there, and you're just like, all right, well the hype is real. Like it's just like intense. Here we go, like right off the bat. But
and I was just so excited. I was
Yeah.
so excited. And then immediately there's this lady with a fucking arrow in her back.
Yeah.
And then she murders people with the arrow
Yeah.
right, like
while
what the
holding
fuck?
a baby.
Yeah. what the
while holding a baby. Like, arrows are very brittle. And she's just like slashing people. I'm like, whoa.
And baby doesn't even cry yet.
Well, it's fucking Baahubali.
So she
Right?
was obviously doing a great job holding
know.
it while she was taking people down.
Right?
And it's a lot of people. Like, we
There's like-
made this comment, but they said like 20 or 30 people after this one lady.
No, that was the second lady.
Well, there was a lot of people.
Yeah, there was
still.
still a lot
It's
of
not
people.
like she only mowed down one.
She mowed down 4, I think.
Yeah.
Or 5, I think, yeah.
And she just nailed it. And then she's walking underwater with her hand up.
Oh
With the
my
baby.
god. From that scene, I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
was-
into it. Like,
I was like, okay, all right, we're already over the top. I'm a little annoyed at this scene, though. I was
The
like,
arm with
this
the
one's
baby
a
arm?
little too much for me. Yeah, but it makes sense with the rest of the movie. It's just like we're coming out strong with the ridiculousness. Like,
All right. So now that we've all seen the movie, with the flashback, it's not his actual birth mother that is carrying him.
right?
It is the his aunt, technically.
Yeah.
okay.
And is his aunt the sister, or were the brothers, like, how is she connected to the throne? I think the sisters were
idea.
like, I think she was sister to like either like she was the blood relative, not the husband with the
Right.
dingy hand, because she was like with the small hand.
No. Did you call it dingy?
Yeah,
Dingy. hand.
is it a dingy hand? Is that not PC?
Well, I was saying dingy. Dingy makes me think of like dirty. It wasn't
Yeah.
a dirty hand.
No, it wasn't a dirty hand. It was a tiny hand.
It's a
Kind of-
strong
it was a
hand.
Yeah.
He called it a deformity.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think that he was actually a blood, like he was not drawn to the throne. So that's why I was like, maybe this, I can guess the sister was. Anyways, nonetheless, we got arm holding baby. This random mom in a village is like, I will take him.
Yeah, but like, I feel like we still have to address the baby being held in the river because these people just roll up on the side of the river and they're like,
Right.
shit, there's a baby!
There's a
Just like
baby!
And then like, I don't know, it's just like a baby in an arm and clearly the
know.
lady would be dead. And
Right,
so
like how's the arm there still?
they're like, quick, go get it! And then they retrieve the baby fine. And it's just like, it keeps escalating into craziness as far as I'm concerned at that point because nobody seems concerned. Well, I
Nobody's
guess they
concerned.
are,
There's
but
no
like,
concern.
they're like not concerned for the guy that has to go rescue the baby. Like they tie a rope around him and they're like, good luck.
Rope trick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good move.
It was.
And then she points to the waterfall.
She points to the top of the mountain.
And then again, like it gets kind of ridiculous with the music and she just like,
She
down
like
the
disappears.
river.
Her hand's just gone.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
It was hilarious. But then young
lady.
little Shivu was his name at first.
Mm-hmm.
Tries to climb the mountain like
A
constantly.
million times.
He's obsessed with
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, and he has no real reason, just that he's drawn to it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And I can only imagine that, like, the people told him that, right? Where he came from, or no?
I don't know.
think
They
so.
closed
Maybe
up the
not.
cave.
Yeah.
He's just like, I need to climb that fucking mountain.
Yeah. It looks like, why not?
And then he like tries to clear the gap once he's an adult, and he misses.
Mm.
That was funny. Also, he's really good at falling.
Mm-hmm.
I decided
Oh,
he's
yeah.
part cat. He is part cat.
Yes.
Thoughts, Tim?
I mean, he's just Bollywood superhuman.
I mean, I think he's literally a god, right?
Yeah, he's like a
Yeah.
demigod, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an epic, so in terms of like what we see as epics, we see like 300, we see like Immortals.
Mhm.
I mean, and
Greek
even
mythology.
those they're somewhat over the top, or like more
yeah.
superhuman than not, you know. But those are, I mean, hardly ever is truth not stretched a little bit. But I say that with 300 because it was somewhat of a true story. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It was derived.
yeah. But there, I
From a
mean,
true
I
story.
don't know, like a warrior culture. I'm gonna get into the whole thing, so let's just skip past that.
Anyways, so yeah, like this film is an epic. It's supposed to be like that.
Right, it's
so
supposed to
like,
be superheroes kind of, yeah.
and you know, Sam and I were talking about this months ago. So let's see if she remembers.
Uh-oh.
We were talking about how we have not had an epic
Yeah, that's true.
on the podcast yet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And how we, like, need to have one.
Right?
So we'll have this be a pseudo-epic.
I
We'll
Yeah.
count it. We'll count
I
it.
count it. I mean, it's literally listed as
mean,
an epic.
literally, yeah.
It says in SS. I'm not going to say his name yet because I don't want to mess it up yet. The director. It's in the director's epic.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, he eventually. And then his mom's like, "Please stop climbing the mountain."
Yep. And she keeps, like, offering
Water
water.
to the river goddess.
Right. So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, this is another scene that I absolutely loved. He just, like, breaks the offering off, right? And he's like, fuck it. I'm just going to put it under the waterfall so that it can be more than 1,000 times, right? Like, you're constantly making an offering. And then he, like, I think by this point he's already shaken his head and his hair. Like,
I
he
was
shook
like,
his head.
how many times is this gonna happen?
like so many
I
times.
was
at the
hoping it
first,
was
like-
going to continue throughout.
Yeah, me too. Like, because it just seemed like something like they did it twice in 10 minutes. I was like,
Yeah.
I know. I'm
and
like,
in full slow motion.
I know.
But I
And,
will
like,
say it was magnificent.
fourth wall breaking stare.
Yeah.
Yes.
That mustache too. Mm.
Oh, dude, he was rocking the beard stash
Yep.
totally.
Yeah.
Which is it's an old facial hair that I used to roll with, and I liked it.
I think it was popular around this time.
It was 2015, yeah. It would have been. That was when Jurassic World came out, so Chris Pratt was doing it too.
Yeah.
So
But it's at this scene that I have decided that we need more dance numbers in our
dude,
movies
I need to
because he
learn
like
that fucking dance.
yeah, he like put his offering under the waterfall, right? And then he does his hair shake and then he does his dancing and it was just great. It made me happy.
Yeah, same. Fuck, what's his name? The Sage. The Sage is just like, I don't know. What are you good for, Sage?
Yeah,
doesn't
he was
actually
like
know.
trolling the lady the whole time. Like that's all it seemed like.
But he's also there in the flashback, so I'm interested in the conclusion to see how he ends up down in the village.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's interesting, right? Like, he just don't. Apparently, Lord Shiva don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's just like, nah, you can't carry your mom.
He just wants to cover all of his bases.
I know.
Like, well, Shiva has a way of doing whatever she wants or he
Yeah.
wants.
I actually don't know if it's a guy or a girl.
Mm.
Anyways, nonetheless, he finally finds a mask and becomes obsessed with that instead.
Yes.
And then he has a trip
Yeah.
up the mountain.
Butterfly lady.
Butterfly lady, and then Tim,
Mhm.
I got a new YouTube video for you. I need you to jump
Oh.
and shoot an arrow and
Oh, yeah. How did
hit a tree.
I
Also, do it in slow motion, so
and
that
off
you
of
don't
a
die.
giant cliff, and
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
really where his skill came from. He knew he was like, I'm just gonna do it because I'm gonna either die or I'm gonna survive, so I have to make it happen, right? So like,
There's no other way up, so
Yeah.
I better fucking just do this.
Yeah, but there was like no sense of urgency.
right? Not a
Like,
bit.
it was like, I've got all day to shoot
Yeah.
it, no big deal.
It's a good thing I'm moving in slow motion.
That confidence.
Just shoots it, pierces the tree. All right, now I'll just climb up real quick. Gets up. Now what?
Yeah. Well, and as he was like scaling up, he uses like a tree as a trampoline. And so
Dude.
I kind of thought I was watching a video game there for a minute. Like, let me just jump.
It was like
jump,
an old
double
Sega
jump.
Genesis
Yeah.
game. Where you're like climbing up a tower, Tim.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that too.
Not quite.
Oh. It's Sam and I we both said it to each other
Yeah.
during it. We're like, it's like a platformer.
I mean,
Is
yeah,
there-
I can see that, but
Mostly from the bouncing on the tree back up.
Yeah, the double jump.
yeah.
This is where the 20 dudes try and capture one girl.
Oh, yes, our warrior princess,
Girlfriend?
I was
for
gonna say
lack of a
warrior
better
princess.
word. Yeah.
Warrior girlfriend.
Yeah.
Lady.
What was her name?
I don't know. She's badass though.
It was like Abernathy or something.
It was not
Jason
Abernathy,
Abernathy.
but yeah.
It was definitely Abernathy.
Okay, anywho.
I'll look it up. I didn't write her down.
What?
I'm sorry. But yeah, she kicks people's ass.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Also, I thought she had like a sword that came to her, but in the end, she just probably called some dude's name out and he threw a sword to her.
Yeah, I was
definitely-
wondering that too. I was like, damn,
I was like,
she could
damn.
call a sword to her. That's fucking cool.
I was
That's
like,
what he said too. He was like, really? Because I had gotten up to get a drink and he was like, this bitch just called a sword to her. And I was like, oh, okay.
oh, my bad, guys. Her name is Avanthika. 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 I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
She was a baller.
Yeah.
She also makes really loud, like the sound mixing. Is that the right thing? When the swords would clang together, it was just over the top sound.
Oh, hers
Yeah.
were really loud or something.
Yeah, it was really funny. I was like, it was noticeable,
Right.
which I was cool with that.
Yeah. And so she like lays her hand in the water at some point, like falling asleep, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
like
And he,
swims
like-
around and paints her. And then
Just fucking
she's
trolling her the whole time.
and then she's pissed AF. And then I thought it was funny when she like goes back to try to catch him, and he just has like a pocket snake just for this
Pocket
occasion, so that he can draw on her again. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, just let me.
So
let me
weird.
Like, where did he get this snake from?
Exactly, and he just keeps it in a
He's
little
just a man of
poster
mystery.
tube. Yeah.
It's great. And then he convinces her to go up a mountain and
Yeah,
then
I
hang out at some
guess.
ruins, and then he starts stripping her down.
Yeah, then they're like fighting but undressing at the same time. That
It's
was
called
pretty
sexy
impressive.
dance fighting.
Yeah.
And they had at least 10 costume changes during that scene, I feel like.
I couldn't tell if that's what it was or it was like the changing of the seasons and then, like how long were they up there?
I don't know.
Did she trip on something? Like, is she on drugs? Like, is she imagining like this whole life?
I don't
And
think
he just put
so.
mascara and lipstick
I
on
think
her?
he was literally doing that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
then they had
funny.
they had to have a good budget for fog machines because that was
Oh,
like
dude.
part of the ambiance up there too.
What about the fucking swan?
Oh my god, did you see the swan, Tim?
I don't
Maybe.
think so.
It was like a swan boat.
It was, yeah, like you think of like River of Love, like swan boats at a carnival, and it like comes.
It was like, but it was
through.
like an old school one where like it was designed like it would fit the scene.
But like they don't ride it. They're just like dancing and singing, and then it just kind of like comes on and
It just
off
floats
screen.
by.
It's so ridiculous. But
Huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
But we haven't even gotten to a part that's probably going to come up in the next film.
oh yes,
The arms dealer goes to Katapa, and he's just like, "These are the best double-edged swords one can make.
oh yeah.
We got Turkish iron and then like Persian forgers." And then Kitapa is just like, and you lose.
Right, like, yeah, GG, dog.
I know. And he's like, oh, it's a pleasure to dine with you. And he's like, I can't sit with you, bro. And he's like, what?
Verbatim the scene.
Yeah, that's how it went down.
Yeah.
I took the I'm enjoying to dine with you as thanks for not murdering me.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Even though I flung hot coals in your face.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It's a gentleman's sort of agreement after.
I know.
I was like, oh yeah.
You know what? You're really fucking good with the sword. Can I be on your good side?
Yeah. Let's be friends. You just beat me, yes?
That definitely seems like his character's going to come back, right? In the conclusion.
Who?
Yeah, I guess.
Like
the protector?
The dealer.
Oh,
no,
the dealer. Yeah, he probably will. I wouldn't be surprised.
He just seems random otherwise.
Yeah. You're probably right.
I think it was also just character introduction for the bodyguard guy.
Katapa? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
It could end up being just that.
Mm-hmm. I think that guy will come back though. It just feels like he will.
Right? We finally are introduced to our villain right afterwards though, or around then.
Yes.
We're gonna call him Bala because I don't feel like saying Bala La Diva.
Mm-hmm.
Bala. Does not hurt that CGI'd bull. By the way, no bulls were harmed in this film.
Yeah, no animals were harmed.
No animals. There's a little CGI note. Did you see the CGI thing in the corner, Tim?
No, I didn't. I didn't notice that. There was a CGI thing in the corner?
It literally, like, the bull will walk out, and then in the bottom left-hand corner, it said CGI. And, like, if the bull goes off screen, the CGI disappears. And then when it comes back on, it's, like, CGI.
I wonder if that's, like, their way of, like, yeah, this is not a real animal. Duh.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to do with the Indian censorship.
Like, I figured it did. Ours. Yeah, now that you say that.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice it, no.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
But it was really funny because later on, like, something happens to a horse and it does it. But then
when he hits the elephant,
hits the elephant, yeah, it does say it. But like, there's like, it's a weird points when it comes in and out because it's like the horse can get hurt to a certain extent, but not all the way.
Yeah, like he pushes a horse. The horse is CGI.
Yeah.
He's riding the horse. That is fine.
Yeah. It was so weird. Craziness. But how'd you guys like how he just like bursted through a mountainside on his horse?
Oh, Baahubali when he like took the duty.
Yeah, basically when he like leaves the bitch on the mountainside and then he's like, I'm gonna go. Your task is my task. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. And then he bursts through a mountainside.
You mean after he pulls a Mulan move and causes an avalanche?
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
Just be right back. Be right back, and then just take out 100 people.
Yeah.
No biggie.
This is very like hack and slash. It reminded me of those games where you're like the overpowered
Dynasty
character.
Warriors.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just like mowing down hundreds of enemies, and your combo is like, can you kill like 1,000 people? It's like,
I think my max was like 2,300 in a single round.
Yeah.
Because I want to take over the bases so that more people would spawn. And then like the other enemy heroes would come and you're like, and you're 3 swings to kill, my bad.
Instead of like half. Like,
I know. And if you ever had anybody who shot like a beam out, like or like a shockwave, made it so much faster.
Yeah. What were you saying before,
fast game? Yeah, sorry. Were you talking? They're on Dynasty Warriors like 20 right now.
Are they really? I don't even know like what that is.
I used to play a Gundam one a lot.
Yeah, the Gundam ones were the only ones I played.
I played all of them.
All the things. I was just trying to circle back to your note. So we've cut each other off so many times that I'm trying to get back to Adam's note. No. Before that, you were talking about how we had met the bad guy, but then we didn't get to talk about the bad guy.
Oh, we talked about the CGI instead.
Yeah, we got a little distracted.
The bad guy is whatever, right? Like, meh.
Kind of.
It's the Prince of Egypt, right?
Yeah, like basically.
Like this movie is like the Indian version of Prince of Egypt.
Yeah.
Because Moses and his brother Ramses, they're like best friends, and then they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they were both supposed to be like I don't know. I don't think Moses was ever up for the throne, even. In
No,
the story.
he wasn't.
He just found out that he had slave, family members. And it was like, peace out, Girl Scout.
Mm-hmm.
I plague thee.
And then he sees a burning bush in the desert,
Yeah. And then he
Drugs
comes
are
back
bad
and he's like,
okay.
I'm a prop. Anyways, this is Baahubali.
Yes, but anywho, so the bad guy has Bahubali's mom?
Yes, it is actually his mother.
Okay,
Exactly.
because I was
see
like,
in the
this is where I
flashback.
start to get confused.
You see her in the flashback standing behind his aunt / Bala's mom.
Okay. Who dies in childbirth? Nobody?
The original Bahubali's mother.
Okay.
Because there's 2 Bahubalis.
Yeah, it gets very
That was
confusing.
confusing as fuck.
Yeah, all the flashbacks and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know if there are a lot, but there's one 50-minute flashback.
Yeah, it's real
Yeah.
long.
This movie could just be called Long.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, he breaks through. Bahubali's, playing Assassin's Creed to get into the building.
Mm-hmm.
He's just, climbing it. He, jumped off the horse at one point and just started swimming. Shocked we didn't get another
why
hair
not?
fling. But I just want to say that I feel like if you want a giant statue of gold, a statue of yourself in gold, you're probably not a good guy.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Tim?
Yeah, I probably agree with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
to think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to think for a second.
No, I just can't see a reason why I would need a 100-foot tall statue of myself.
Yeah,
In
no,
gold. Yeah.
that doesn't scream tyranny or dictatorship or anything.
Nope. Oh, man. And then Bahubali's like, oh, shit, you guys are dropping it here. Let me just carry it by myself.
Yes, very conspicuous.
I know. Then he drops his mask, smiles at him, and then runs
That's
away.
pretty
Yeah.
great.
I did like that they kept the continuity? You know that word I'm trying to
Continuity.
say. Continuity of it being an old man that recognized him.
Yeah.
Because a
Right.
younger guy wouldn't
know.
Yeah. So I was happy.
That made sense.
Yeah,
Right.
That was a logical move to me.
Mm-hmm.
Easy mode.
Mm-hmm.
Just carried a fucking statue.
Yeah.
But and then he decides to steal a guard's armor.
Yep.
And he's just like, hey, I don't know where I'm going. And then they're like, we're gonna go to the throne room.
I know, that was great.
Yeah,
Does
sure.
anybody know who caused the Baahubali? I do. Why did he out himself?
I don't know.
Did you
'Cause
say
nobody else
when
was
or
gonna
why?
say
I think he.
I said why.
Oh, just cause. I mean, don't see why not. His total experience with all of this throughout life is he's the strongest person around. So
I know.
why
Yeah.
would he not? He has no reason to just hide.
I know. It's just so funny. He's like, oh, I do. And then he sets stuff aflame.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking just
And
burns
disappears.
down the room.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, dude's a baller. And then he escapes.
Mm-hmm. With
With his mom.
in tow. And then this is where it gets funny to me because he somehow ends up at
A crossroad.
yeah.
He ends up out of it once he jumps through bushes of fire.
Yes, I forgot about that. Another crazy thing. He just likes to burst through things on horseback, I think.
He just likes to burst. He's bursting.
Bursted. And then he somehow gets captured, right? Or knocked out.
He gets
or
hit by a
something.
tree.
Yeah, he gets hit by a tree.
Oh, yeah. And then
Somehow the prince got ahead of him.
yeah,
I don't
and then
know.
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. But then the other part that doesn't make sense is he is unconscious, and then when he wakes up, this guy just has his foot on him, and I was like,
Right.
hold up. So you've had all of this strength and knocked people off you,
Yeah.
but this one guy's measly little foot is too much for you. Doesn't make any sense.
But then
It's
he
a
does
kryptonite.
get free. Yeah,
Yeah.
the foot is the Achilles' foot is.
Exactly.
The back of my head. If you put a foot on the back of my head, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
But then he does.
Yeah, then he becomes an expert sword breaker because he Somehow they're all rolling down a hill or something, and the sword ends up underneath, and then it snaps off.
Yeah.
And this is not the first sword that he's broken. I can't remember the other one, but...
Well, I mean, Katapa broke his sword earlier.
Yeah, so there you go.
Okay, I just want you guys to know the amount of weapons that were designed and used in the entire film.
Dang.
How many do you get? Any guesses?
Lots.
Like actual weapons?
Yeah.
They actually
They have a number for weapons.
Probably around like 12,000.
20,000.
Holy shit!
Tim.
I was being stupid about it.
I know. I like to believe they counted every single arrow.
Yeah.
But that was
Maybe
kind
that's
of crazy.
something they have to track.
Probably. That being said, these sets were real. They built them.
Nice.
They built the palaces. They built the forts. They built the waterfalls.
Nice.
That's really fucking crazy.
It took them a year to build everything. And when they filmed this, they filmed the first movie and the second movie together.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they made a TV show. And then they made a second TV show. There's an animated TV show and one called Before the Beginning.
So a prequel.
Also known as
a prequel to the prequel.
Yeah. He eventually, though, wrestles with Katapa and the prince and just fucking cuts that dude's head off.
Yeah, and then dude's walking around headless for a while. Like,
Yeah,
what seems
it's
like a while.
Just sauntering.
Yeah.
Like a chicken without a head.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, theoretically, if your nerves are still, like, got a signal to move,
Right.
how long does it, like, take for it to stop?
I don't know,
I have
but...
no idea.
I don't know that he would look specifically with that posture and everything, but I don't know. I'm not an expert.
You know what? I wonder if Baahubali at one point when they're like wrestling was like, shit, I wish I had my pocket snake.
Right? Just for distraction purposes.
Yeah. But yeah, eventually Katapa takes his foot and puts it on his head. And I was like, it's a little different than a baby's foot when you have an old man's foot.
Yeah, like an adult's foot on your forehead. And
I don't
it's
know
like, I finally know who you are.
I don't know if you thought that was weird, Tim, but I did.
Well, yeah, there's a little bit of weirdness to it.
But apparently his family that he grew up with decided, hey, let's join the party.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Who are you people? Who is he? Who are they?
Yeah, basically.
And then everybody's like, who are you?
It's like that Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other.
There you go.
Yeah.
But at that point, we decided to change movies.
Yes, now we're in a whole other section of the movie called The Long Ass Flashback.
The laugh track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is going to be a quick flashback. Because I'm like, at this point, I'm like, Palm Tree is still available.
Right, it's still possible.
And then it went on for about 20 minutes. And I'm like, I don't think it's possible.
Less likely to be possible.
I don't know. It was an interesting flashback, though. It was very confusing. They did not spell it out well, at least in the subtitles.
I mean, maybe they did, but at this point to me it was confusing because, I don't know, it's the exact same people. Like, it's 50 years earlier.
I think the part of the issue was the mom not the mom, but the person carrying him at the baby at the beginning.
The badass bitch, yeah.
The badass bitch. You don't really get to see for long enough. Mm-hmm. So when we were introduced to his mother, I was like, oh, it's her. Mm-hmm. Right? And then, because it was the queen, and she was also known as the queen, and I was like, same person? Mm-hmm. Not same person.
No, because the timelines don't match up. Because
right.
It's 50 years ago.
Anyways, yeah. It's kind of crazy.
But there's a few parts in the flashback that I thought was interesting. So, like, you basically see the two brothers, like, jockeying for the throne, right? And
as they're doing that, Tim's new favorite weapon.
Oh, yeah.
The big hammer thing with the chain.
The hammer ball?
Yeah, I fucking loved it. I wrote that down. It's like best weapon ever.
I knew that you would be excited. I will say there were a lot of hammers in this movie. Did you notice that?
Not not so much.
Oh, like the main villain had the enemy king had one.
Yeah, I guess he did, but
a guy who broke through the line had a giant hammer.
right.
Baahubali at one point used a baby hammer.
Yeah,
that
a
was
little
cool.
tiny hammer.
No, that ball and chain hammer thing was sweet.
That looked like an anime.
Yeah, it did.
I could see that.
It's a very anime-esque weapon. I think I've seen it in a TV show before, but
Probably.
it was cool seeing a live action version. Let's put some air quotes on that live action real quick. But I don't know. I thought it was cool. Mm-hmm. Sorry you were going on a rant, but I had to pause for the cool ass hammer.
Yeah. At some point they end up in so they're oldie moldy, and it's after the guy has traded war secrets. They're in some sort of
smuggler's den.
Yeah. And he's being real rude about the drink. It's that's not enough. That's not enough. That's not enough. And then it's I need some for all my friends. It's well, why didn't you just start with that? But anywho. And so he pulls up the pots, and then he throws a bunch of rocks at the pots, and I'm dude can't use his pots anymore.
I was that's a lot of wasted alcohol.
Yeah, I was kind of offended by that. And then they're don't worry, we got something special for you. And then I don't understand how those girls survived in that ropey vase situation.
Yeah, well,
Bollywood.
Bollywood. Yeah. Your answer.
By the way, the bartender was the director.
Oh.
Random little fact, but
that's cool.
Yeah, they eventually chased down the war secret, bruh.
Yeah.
And they're I'd rather die than be tortured. Joke's on you, I've got rope.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's oh, here's his chance. He's gonna let him die. And then witnesses come, and he's shit, I guess I gotta pull the rope and make sure he doesn't die.
I know.
Foiled again.
Fucking Katapa.
Yeah.
That was funny, though. He just jumps down. And then, after they get him back, they're oh, by the way, this 100,000 person army's coming your way.
Yeah.
No big deal.
And then they do a plan, and I'm so a pincer move. It's never been done before.
Never.
So a pincer move.
It's not in most movies all the time or anything like that.
It's not the standard tactic to come from two sides. Anyways, it was called the trident because they had a pointy part in the middle, which I thought that was a pretty sweet setup.
Yeah. Yeah, when he had said he was going to make a fort with the soldiers, I'm I don't understand what that means. And then we get to the battlefield scene, and I'm oh, okay, I got it now. It's a literal fort with the soldiers' bodies.
I don't know. What do you think of the tactic, Tim? Let's get some more strategic advice.
I mean, flanking is always a good thing, but I don't necessarily think pincering is the same thing as flanking. Flanking usually is you have a force that comes up from an unseen location to
flank is a surprise attack.
Yeah, whereas
a pincer
is
they
can see it coming. So I don't know the tactical advantage of a pincer move. Everything just revolves around flanking, and whoever has the best flank usually has a huge advantage. But yeah,
they couldn't do the full 300 move where they just fought on the bridge.
Yeah,
but I'm just gonna say Sam was oh, I don't really see how archers are at an advantage, or you said that when he fired the archers.
Well, because when he first started, his archers were slow. It's not your typical scene where you they're really well trained and it's bam, 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 bam. It took them a long time, and then I was and then you saw the archer wall machine
tower
situation, and I was oh, I can see why he's jealous. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. I understand why that's needed. And so I was kind of shit talking it, and then I was oh, nice. I don't know. I still liked his oily tent.
You mean when he blanketed the field?
I was come on, yeah. What a strategy!
I thought it was really fun.
Not only would they struggle to get out from underneath that, he lights it on fucking fire.
I know.
Yeah.
You got to think at least how a good chunk of them would freak the fuck out,
right?
Because of claustrophobia. But then they start cutting it open. How the fuck are you gonna get out of that?
Yeah.
Because it's not you would all have to climb out and then step on top. And then otherwise you would be it would be all bumpy and shit, and you'd be smothering your people. Then he lights it on fire, like you guys said. But I did not agree with the tactic of burning it in the air. Like, I thought that was odd. I thought it made more sense to hit him.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know. The first one seemed like it worked out really well.
Right.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to me. 10 out of 10. Would recommend to blanket the field.
I'm gonna try this.
Good
next time
tactic
in
right
the
there.
war.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, real quick, we skipped the whole giving of the you got a sacrificial blood.
Oh yes.
That's scimitar.
Oh yeah! Holy shit! That thing was huge.
Well, like I was like, it's like an executioner's sword, but a scimitar.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it had to be thick to get through the cow's neck.
I mean, I would assume so. A regular sword is not gonna like go through a
I know.
cow head like that, but
I know. And that's where it also said CGI again.
yeah.
Just so you know, Tim, that was not a real cow.
Yeah. And then he's all hardcore and he's like, I'm not going to sacrifice another innocent animal. Take my own blood.
Pocket blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was great.
So, like, how does the other brother even compete with that? Like...
Well, he turns into Leonardo da Vinci and creates a fucking machine of death.
That mows people down.
Why did they have more of those?
I know, right? Like, they didn't have enough time to manufacture too many, I think. Would have been smart, though.
Yeah. Tim, thoughts on the war machine?
Nah.
The spinning wheel of death?
Right. That was
ridden by
my
the
thought. I was just like, he's cutting the grass. I don't know.
Yeah.
like, that was my only thought.
I was like...
Heads flying
I
off.
just really tried not to let that one get to me. I just kind of was like, yeah, this is happening, so...
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. But at one point, eventually, they all get up to the king, the enemy king. And the enemy king apparently watched Thor Ragnarok and was like, we're going to play Get Help. And just starts chucking bodies at Baahubali.
Yeah. No big deal. It'll be fine.
Oh, that was great. Oh, we didn't mention that the brother just decided to mow down his own people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that was
like,
hardcore.
it's a little much there, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're not hardcore.
And this whole thing was like, who's gonna be the king? Like,
yeah.
they're like cheering on. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
Let's see. We got the people's king
Yes.
or the guy that'll kill his people.
Yeah.
Which king do we want, guys?
It's a tough decision.
Hard choices here. Hard choices. Like, this guy just murdered some people just so that he could become king. And this guy decided to make them all bend the knee.
Bendini.
And then murder the people holding them hostage. Huh. Let's think here. But yeah, they were just... Eventually, he's one-on-oneing him. Baahubali wins. And then the brother's like, lol, kill steal.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was watching a video game there.
Right. It literally was like, haha, yeah. Mine.
I got the kill.
I did. That's my kill credit. Thank you. Bye.
I got all the XP. I got all the gear.
Yeah, but Baahubali's not even mad about it.
I
He's
know.
just like,
shit.
he's like, nice.
Good job, bro.
Good hit, dude.
Oh, that was funny. But he didn't follow the mom's rule. Like, she wanted him alive so his eyes could be pecked out. By
Right,
vultures.
yeah. I didn't understand that because he was definitely going to kill him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, 100%. That Bala was going to be like, you're fucking dead. With my giant mace that can shoot halfway across the battlefield.
No big deal.
Oh, Sam was commenting on the AoE ability of that mace.
Yeah, at the beginning, because it was just like, who would want to compete with that? Like, he's just mowing down people, and then he's got his lawnmower, and there's a lot going on.
Right.
He had clearly thought it through.
No, clearly.
Tim, he was using Whirlwind.
Yeah.
Just smashing that Whirlwind button.
It's beautiful.
That's how you get... It's World of Warcraft, Sam.
Mm.
You
Nice.
just press the button.
Just press the button.
It's a spin to win, yes.
Yeah, spin to win. It just hits everybody, and it's good damage, so why not just click the button?
Yeah, so there you go.
Anyways, I'll stop talking about that. But yeah, And then the mom's like, "Lol, I choose Baahubali."
Yeah. That fake out.
I know. I didn't expect it. Wait. I did.
Wait, this guy literally murdered his people in front of everyone. Maybe he's not the greatest pick.
I know. Nobody cheers for that brother's name.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I thought it was funny. Like, it was... Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then you find out that Katapa is the one who kills him. And you're like, what? And you're like, you literally follow every order from this other dude. Is this that shocking?
Yeah, but it was just like really, I don't know. It was like such a cliffhanger to end on. Because it was like, the story didn't really finish, right? Because we're mid.
Oh, it's not even close, I don't think.
Yeah, like.
We have another 2.5 hours.
We still got another hour of the second movie, probably. That's the flashback.
Right.
And then we finish up our first movie with our real people, you know? Because I was just like, wait, what the fuck? I was kind of upset. I was like, I at least expected the long-ass flashback to end in this movie. Nope.
And then it just like, the credits start rolling. Tim, did you sit through the credits at all?
I saw a little bit, like they were doing like the people walking around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was that just a replay of the movie we just watched?
I thought it was like, I kept figuring names were going to pop up, like with them walking and nobody's names were popping up, so I don't really know what was going on with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, at one point, like right when they cut to the scene where Katapa stabs him, it just sits on that screen for like
a
solid
time.
30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
They really wanted to nail that home of like, moment.
Everybody's been gasping for 30 seconds.
Exactly.
Oh, jeez. That was hilarious. This is probably the most chronologic movie we've done in our discussion.
Oh, yes. Well, there was no other way to cover it.
I know. I was like, I know with Malong we had to like think because that one also had a lot of flashbacks.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that because I remember specifically discussing Malong and being like, damn, there were a lot of flashbacks. But it did not. I mean, this was
It was all cut flashbacks.
Yeah, I was like, maybe they're similar, but I was like, this one takes the cake in my opinion. We can't even wrap it up in the first movie.
Which would you guys prefer? A bunch of flashbacks or one long one? Like, assume that they're the same amount of time in the flashback.
I think it really depends on how they're played out because if it's done well, both can be good. But like, I feel like more often than not, if you have multiple flashbacks and they're piecing it together, you have to like you lose a little bit of the primary storyline and it's kind of distracting. Yeah. Whereas if they have one big one, it can be like, okay, get back to the movie. But so I think it really depends on how they're done. But I have no real preference. I actually like there should only be like one small one in my opinion, or like it's something that like is very very big piece of the plot that you're like, okay. It shouldn't like even in this one it was kind of like, yeah, we probably could have gone without it because we kind of assumed all this anyway. So
I know.
But
it just for me, this long one kind of explained to me that this is not the same guy. The brother, like, they're not the same age. The king in Baahubali present day. I thought they were the same age. It was confusing until that. But I think they could have probably just done that on the front end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this one, I don't know, and I remember Malong the same way. Like, it's like, it creates this dueling story sort of situation, right?
Maybe that's more common in Bollywood.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, the multiple flashbacks did it, but then this one, just the sheer length of it, made it seem like you're watching two separate movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at the end, though, it's really funny. It's like, watch part 2. And you're like, I've never been that forcefully told to watch a sequel.
I know, right?
And I actually think that the new Avatar films are going to be that way. Because James Cameron keeps saying, like, they have to be released within a year of each other.
Oh.
Like 2, 3, 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care when they release. They just have to be released in consecutive years.
Gotcha.
So it's like...
So he's going to forcefully be like, next time on Avatar.
I think so.
Nice.
But... I guess we reached the end. Do you have more notes, Tim?
No, I am out.
All right. Before I get to the cast, the movie, advanced bookings for this for a single theater generated $200,000 for a single night.
Wow.
It was like the highest that's ever happened.
Pre-sales were lit.
Also, this movie holds a Guinness World Record for largest movie poster ever created.
Interesting. How big was it?
It's probably bigger than that blanket
Very.
they covered everywhere with.
And I was thinking about buying it for Tim's birthday.
Oh,
Do it.
That was in the past.
Do it.
That being
Just
said,
wrap your whole house in it, Tim.
there you go. It's called wallpaper.
Yeah. And this
You're
is
gonna have to go-
Baahubali in this room, and this is Baahubali
This is
in the other
Baahubali's
room.
mouth.
Yeah. Here's his eyes in the bathroom.
Anyways, I'll get to the cast now. Shivu / Baahubali were played by Prabhas. Probably Prabhas. He was in a movie called Saho, Mirchi, and Rebel. It's really interesting, like looking all of these movies, like reading through these movies. They have a lot of English words for their movie names. You'll catch on. Not really, but Bal Aladiva, that's the brother, is played by Rana Dagubati. He's in Jawani Hai Dawani, Baby, in Hathi Mir Sathi. Apparently, he likes movies that rhyme.
I'm into it. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll be here for it.
Shivagami. So Shivagami is the mom of Bala and the aunt of Baahubali. She's played by Ramya Krishnan. She's in Republic, Super Deluxe, and Queen.
Nice.
Queen's a TV show where I think she plays the Queen.
Shocking.
Katatapa or something. I don't know how to say his name. He's played by
Caterpillar.
Caterpillar Man. Seth Royas.
His beard looked like clouds. Anywho.
What? Yeah, it did look like clouds. I want to know if it's real.
I doubt it.
I don't
Probably
think
not.
it was.
It was too well groomed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so this movie is called, it's spelled Tughlaq. I'm going to go ahead and say it just says Tuflack.
Okay.
Tuglach.
Tuglov?
I don't know. I'm just making shit up.
Durbar. Then he's in Chennai Express. Chennai? Is it Chennai? I don't know. He's also in Jersey, which is a cricket movie.
Nice.
Because cricket's huge in India. Devasena? That's her name. That's the mom.
Okay.
She's played by Anushka Shetty. She's in Saira Narashima Reddy, Upiri, and Vidam. The director is S.S. Rajamoul. He made other movies called Iga, Yamadonga. Come on, Yamadonga. That's hilarious. And then Magadera. Obviously, he directed the second one too, but... And all of these people are in the second movie.
Shocked.
They were shot in continuously.
Well, yeah, they had to make use of the fact that they spent a whole year building sets.
Yeah, I know. They can't take it down and rebuild them.
Exactly.
Right.
This movie won 35 awards.
Damn.
And it had 16 other nominations.
Whew.
The critics rated this movie an 89%. Audience gave it an 85%. IMDb with an 8 out of 10, which is insanely high. And then Google with an 82%.
Google.
So, honestly, like, that was pretty evenly rated. But, Sam, would you flip this on?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And I'm like, Adam and I looked at each other, we're like, when are we watching the second one? It's like...
I need to know the ending.
Yeah, like, I didn't get a full story.
Right, that
but
was a
anywho.
huge cliffhanger.
Yeah, like, there's cliffhangers and then there's this movie's cliffhanger. But anywho, like, I think cliffhanger aside, like, I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was, I don't know, it was just fun. And I liked that it was, like, epic, you know? It kept my attention. And so I say, why not? Flip it on.
All
Tim?
right. Yeah, Tim.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
I was getting scared there for a second.
Yeah, I was a little nervous because I really wanted to like it, and it really, for me, it hinged on, even though I like Malong, it hinged on the whole Bollywood like superhuman like ridiculousness, and the fact that it was kind of like it was an epic, and it was more fantasy based, and some people were like demigods. That made me. I mean, it's a movie, but it helped me wrap my mind around it enough to where I was like, all right, I'm into this. Like, I have no issues with them having these strengths or whatever. The only issue I ever had was the mom holding the baby up. But then again, she birthed a demigod, so what the fuck ever. So
yeah.
I'm fully into it. Music was hype as fuck because it always is for these type of movies. They're always like intense off the bat, and flip it on. This shit's awesome.
Oh, Sam had one other beef was that music sings too fast that she can't read the lyrics fast enough.
I can see that, yeah.
Well, and it's weird because it's like
the one time you want to shut off your brain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so if you think of like okay, so I'm a monolinguist, so this is totally my problem, but like you want to read to hear what the lyrics are, right? Or like know what the lyrics are so that you understand the song, but you also want to watch the movie. And usually when there's like a long musical situation, like you can like rest your brain. So I feel like I like missed stuff in
that's
some
fair.
of the dance moves because I was reading. But again, my fault because I don't know other languages. So it is what it is. Adam?
I would obviously flip it on. I need to see, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm hoping Sam gets like AI suggestions to him.
And we get the second one because I would be down for that for sure. We didn't even get to hear a scene.
I know the scene that you and I have watched. You're like, dude, that's fucking.
It'll be
crazy.
like 30 seconds of it, and then we're like, all right, that was worth it.
That was worth it. That was worth like 5 hours of watching a film.
Yeah, the 5-hour investment.
No, I really liked it. Apparently, I'm late to the party on Bollywood, or Tollywood. On these, films.
I guess it was Tollywood more than Bollywood, but same thing, right?
To us, uncultured fools, they're all the same. We don't speak the language. We're gonna watch it subtitled anyways.
Yeah.
So like,
how is it different?
It's dubbed in Hindi.
Oh, okay. That's literally the only difference is the languages.
I believe so. Okay. I don't know though, so don't quote me on that.
Yeah, because I was curious, because I was like, the fact that they make a distinction makes
it might be the location it's filmed.
Oh, that would make sense too.
Yeah.
Anywho,
I liked it. I actually want to start exploring it more. Like, I mean, the three of us all started liking Bong Joon-ho's stuff, and we're like, maybe we should watch more Korean stuff, South Korean films. I don't know. I like the branching out category for this reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it opens you up.
But yeah, I mean, technically speaking, Tim, she could get branching out as well. And then, boom.
True.
So we have 3 chances on our board.
We're going to get like cult classic or something.
Yeah, we are.
How did you miss that? Oh, yeah. How did I miss the second half?
How did I miss it in 2016? It was a fucking movie.
All right, here. I'm going to spin it. All right. Let's see what Sam gets. Maybe it is going to be... Oh, wait. Tim, we could rig it. We could rig it. It's wordplay. Do we want to rig this, or do we want to make Sam pick another movie? I am almost tempted to just say Bollywood as my word. Or like...
But it's not. It's Tollywood or Bollywood.
Tollywood is my word. But Tim, I'm going to ask you, are you okay with rigging this?
I don't care.
Or do we want to watch it on our own? We could
on our own.
On our own. Yes,
I feel like we have to take a break from it and come back around to it another time. Like, let it be natural again. It's a great selection for another movie and a continuation, I think.
That being said, in between this episode and our next one, we're going to release our Halloween episode.
Holy shit.
So it's going to be this movie and then Halloween episode.
Whoa.
But that being, let's watch it on our own, and we can pick other films.
There you go.
Alien? No, not Alien. We've done so many space movies.
Yeah, we have.
All right, Tim, you go first.
Oh, you want me to pick a word?
Yeah.
Mandalorian. That kind of narrows it down pretty hard, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, there's only
Let's.
three?
I could take that back. I literally was looking at the Mandalorian's emblem, the mud.
I was like,
mark.
that's like, yeah, I was like, that's like what, three
Okay,
films?
Yeah. All right. This is gonna be a struggle.
Here I got one.
Okay.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Nice.
Okay. Oh shoot.
Cheesecake. Okay.
Just say cheesecake,
Just
Tim.
kidding.
Don't pick his word for him.
I know. I'm not picking
Book.
it.
Book.
Oh.
Oh, the Goldfinch. Duh.
Oh.
Boom, roasted.
Back at it again. Okay.
Baahubali. Baahubali.
Baahubali.
Baahubali.
Baahubali. Yeah, bye.